ask each and every one of you, if you had an opportunity to earn millionaire rates of return, would you take advantage of it? You see, that's exactly what you have with these Metaverse certificates from the Hermes certificate and above. We're talking millionaire rates of return. Now, understand, family, when we talk about these Metaverse certificates, everything that I'm sharing with you is available in your back office. All you have to do is log into your back office, GS Partners, go to your dashboard, scroll down to the center section, and you're going to see Lydian World Metaverse portfolios. This is just a sample of some of the portfolios that you see. Now, if you want to learn more about how can you secure one of these certificates for yourself, you simply click on this green button that says Discover All Metaverse Portfolios. And when you click on that button, you have 8 unique certificates to pick and choose from. Now, family, there's no limit to how many of these certificates that you can choose. You can get whatever meets your fancy. We have certificates for every household. Our most inexpensive certificate starts at $250 for the cost of the certificate, all the way up to the big ballers at $100,000. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand. You can't spend the money in someone else's pocket. I just told you there's a special promotion that runs between now and Friday at 5:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If 3, or better yet, if 15 members of your front line all decided to secure certificates, every 3 certificates you get rewarded as their sponsor, the highest of the 3. So that means if 15 people on your front line secure the certificate, you're going to walk away with 5 certificates. Which 5 is it going to be? We don't know. The beauty of it is this: what did you have to do to earn it? Nothing. All you did was introduce those individuals to this incredible opportunity. Now, you heard me mention that the millionaire rates of return start at the Hermes certificate and above. We call this the sweet spot. So let's talk about that Hermes certificate. How do you secure this certificate? Well, first and most important, the cost of the certificate is $1,000, and the maximum load that you can put in that certificate is another $1,000. See, when you load these certificates, magic happens. But how do you find out more about that? That little green button that says View Details, you simply click on that, and this is exactly what you will see in your back office. Now, this is a fast start training, and we're going through it rather quickly, but we're going to slow this part down because I want you to get this. Understanding that the Hermes certificate, I mentioned to you that the price of the certificate is $1,000. And the maximum load amount is $1,000. Once it's max loaded, when I tell you the magic happens, it specifically tells you over here. Once the meta portfolio is max loaded with $1,000, this is the Hermes, mind you, it achieved these 3 bonuses, or these 3 benefits. The first of which, it tells you the meta certificate rewards paid weekly at 4.15% on the price of the certificate. How much was the certificate? It was $1,000. If you take $1,000 times 4.15%, family, that's $41.50 that you receive per week. And the question is, well, when do I get my money? You receive it 7 days from the day that you fully load that certificate. Now, understanding these are 18-month smart contracts. So if you're going to receive 4.15% for 18 months, that's 78 weeks. I want you to let that sink in. 4.15% on the price of the certificate. Now, that's one vehicle that you will get. But there's another vehicle that's going to be working on your behalf as well. And it tells you right here, the meta portfolio load is managed over the contract period. It's managed by our broker partner, BD Swiss. Family, BD Swiss is a top 10 broker firm in the world. They're actually ranked number 3 in the world, and they're going to be managing this portfolio on your behalf. And notice it says the average reward of 6% per month. What is that 6% going to be paid on, family? The 6% is paid on the max load. So you had 4.15% paid on the price of the certificate, and you have 6% on the max load. But it doesn't stop there. You get one more benefit. Notice it says bonus. This meta certificate is eligible for a bonus once the max load is achieved. The bonus that they're referring to, family, is this $4,500. Now, it's broken down into 3 different components. Tonight, we're only going to focus on one component. We're only going to focus on the meta portfolio bonus. Why? Because they take that $1,125 and they add it to the max load amount. If you add $1,125 to $1,000, family, that's $2,125 times 6% that's working in the background for you, compounding monthly, and it's paid out quarterly. Now, all of this sounds great, but what does it look like? Well, let's say you wanted to secure one of these certificates for yourself. You see this little green button? The company loves green buttons. You simply click on that green button and guess what happens? It allows you to purchase a Hermes certificate. Now, you can use 3 different currencies to purchase it. Bitcoin, you can use Ethereum, or you can use USDT Tether. Yes, let's assume that this young lady decided she wanted to use USDT Tether. You simply click on the confirm button and it tells you, congratulations, now you can start loading your Hermes certificate. Or you can exchange and get another certificate. Let's assume that she decided she wanted to load her certificate. You simply come to this page here and you see the button over here that says load more. All she had to do was click on that button. When she clicked on that button, it gave her the option down here to load the certificate. Now, let me explain, family. You can load anywhere from $1 all the way up to the maximum load for the particular certificate that you're purchasing. The maximum load for the Hermes certificate is $1,000. This young lady decided, I'm just going to click the max button. You don't even have to type in the dollar amount. As long as you have the money on your dashboard, you click the max button and click load now, and it will come back and it will automatically load the money into your account. And that's exactly what this young lady did. Now, if you notice, it shows Meta Portfolio 100% loaded. It also tells you in the center of the page here, your next reward of $41.50 will come. And in this case, it was August 24th, which means on August 17th, this young lady fully loaded her certificate. Why do we know that? We know that because 7 days after the day that you load it, you're going to get your first reward. So keep in mind that 4.15% is always paid on the price of the certificate. Everything that I'm sharing with you about the Hermes is applicable to all of the other certificates. We just chose to share this with you with the Hermes certificate to keep it simple. Now, family, many people have asked, well, how do we know when it's time to compound or withdraw our monies? Once you've fully loaded your Meta Portfolio certificate, this is what's going to be available in your GS Partners back office. All you have to do is go to the button over here that says load more. When you click on this button, if it is time for your certificate to basically pay out a reward, all you have to do is make a decision. Do I want to withdraw my money or do I want to compound my money? The decision is yours. You know, if you need the $41.50, click the withdraw button. If you choose to compound that money, your money will be working for you exponentially. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand. Either way you look at it, you win. Now, I mentioned we started with the Hermes certificate. Why? Because we found that's the sweet spot for most people. That certificate is outsold any other certificate almost 8-to-1. So if you're talking about a Hermes certificate, total out of pocket, stay with me. Total out of pocket one time is $2,000. $1,000 for the cost of the certificate and $1,000 to load the certificate. Once you load the certificate, you're going to get what you basically exchange back in bonuses. But here's the thing. Every week, like clockwork, you receive $41.50 per week for the life of the contract. It's an 18-month contract, which means there's 78 weeks in 18 months. If you simply multiply $41.50 times 78 weeks, you're going to get $3,237. Now, that's the person who decided that I need cash flow right now, so I'm going to pull my money out every week. Remember, I told you you had two vehicles working for you with these certificates? The 6% is compounding in the background. If you simply allowed the 6% to compound over the course of 18 months on a Hermes certificate, that 6% interest is going to be compounded to the tune of $10,005.94. If you add $10,000 to $3,237, family, that's minimum. Worst case scenario, you're walking away with $13,000. Now, what did you do? You exchanged $2,000, and 18 months later, you have $13,000. But if you notice, it says up to possibly $45,000. Why do we show you that? Because if you choose to hit the compound button, we don't know exactly what that number is going to be, but it's going to be somewhere between $13,000 and $45,000. Now, here's what we're going to suggest. And mind you, we're not giving you financial advice because we're not financial advisors. What we're simply sharing with you is the strategy that many of us are following. And that strategy is, if you've earned the minimum amount of $13,000, simply take $10,000 of your $13,000 and secure an Apollo certificate. Why do we say $10,000? Because the cost of the certificate is $5,000 and the cost to load it is $5,000. Now look at what happens when you fully load an Apollo certificate. You receive $207.50 every week. Times 78 weeks, that's $16,000. Family, do you remember the 6%? The 6% works for all of the certificates. If you allowed the 6% to do what it's doing in the background, do you realize you would have another $49,000 added to your $16,000? That would generate, worst case scenario, $65,000. Now, here's what I want you to think about. You have a choice to make. You can go spend the money and have a party, or you can do like most wealthy do. You put your money back to work for you. Remember, we started with $2,000. Now we're playing with house money. What we humbly suggest that you do is you take 60 of that $65,000 and you simply exchange it for a HERA certificate. Why do we say a HERA certificate? Because the cost of the certificate is $25,000. The cost to load it is $35,000. That's $60,000. Again, we're playing with house money. But notice what happens with that HERA certificate. Something magical happens. Now you're a member of the Comma Club. Yes, family, you're talking about $1,000 a week. To be exact, it's $1,037.50. You multiply that times 78, family, that's $80,000. Now, if you were in a position where cash flow was critical to you and you needed $1,000 every week, and you simply let the 6% do what it's doing, do you realize when you add with the 6% basically accumulated with the 80,000, you'd have over $400,000. And family, many people are losing sleep because they realize if they simply allow that certificate to compound, instead of pulling out the 4.15%, or better yet, instead of pulling out the weekly amount, let it compound. Do you realize you'd have over $900,000? So let's just do worst case scenario, $400,000. What we humbly suggest is that you take 300 of the 400. Now remember, we're playing with house money. We only started with $2,000. Take 300 of that 400 and family, secure a Zeus certificate. The cost of the certificate is $100,000. The max load is $200,000, so that's $300,000. We're still playing with house money, but would you please notice that a fully loaded Zeus certificate will generate $4,150 every 7 days. And here's the thing, family. You multiply that times 78, that's over $300,000 in an 18-month period. Remember, the 6% is still working in the background. If you allowed the 6% to compound and you never touched it, family, do you realize when you add the 300,000 with what that 6% is generating, you'd have over $2.3 million. Now, for those of you who keep looking at this number over here, it's absolutely correct. Yes, if you allowed that certificate, both of the 4.15% and the 6% to compound for you, you'd have over $4.5 million sitting in your account. None of this is smoke and mirrors. All of this is just math. And here's the best part about it. You position yourself to get what's known as millionaire rates of return. Family, when you add up all of the interest that you're earning, it's over 23.98% per month. When you can get a double-digit return per month, you are receiving millionaire rates of returns.